Hi, this is Christy from Digital Spring Insights, and this is a quick overview of what we do and why being on the first page of Google is really important. So when someone is looking for a service, they'll usually type in something like electrician, Silver Spring, Maryland, and then they see a bunch of search results. Now, why is being on the first page of Google really important? Well, 92% of all clicks are made on the first page, which means if someone is searching for a service that you offer, for example, something like Electrician Silver Spring, Maryland, we can find the search volume, and we see that 60 people are searching for this every month. So if you don't have a website on the first page of Google, those are potential searches and potential clients that you may be missing out on. And you may think, well, 60 isn't very much. But of course, being in the DMV area, we serve multiple cities. So there's 60 from Silver Spring, there's 80 from Rockville, there's 80 from Bethesda, and so on and so forth. So if we do all the numbers, potentially there are hundreds, if not thousands, of potential searches that someone who doesn't have a website on the first page of Google is missing out on. And those are all going to the competition. So for example, if let's say we only capture like 10% of that traffic, just from those three cities alone, that is 60 plus 80 times 2. That's 220 queries, and 10% of that would be, okay, so let's say the website captures 22 of them. Half of them are actual real leads. So 11 of them, and let's say the closing ratio is 75%. That's a potential 9 new clients a month that, let's say, an electrician serving just those 3 cities is missing out on and is going to competitors. And let's say each job is on average, on the low end, 500, then they're missing out on 5,000 per month of potential revenue. And well, let's go to one, let's say on average, it's actually 1,000 per job. Then they're missing out on potentially $9,000 of revenue per month, simply because that business is not showing up on the first page of Google, and all of that business is going to competitors. So that's why being on the first page of Google is really important, because like I said, 92% of clicks are made on the first page. So if a business is not capturing those clicks, you are losing business to competitors. Now, you may be wondering, well, how do I get on the first page? And that's what we do. So there's a lot of factors that go into how Google ranks pages, but the 3 most important ones are content, backlinks, and citations. And I'll go over it just really quickly because it can be super technical, so bear with me. So the first thing is content. I've seen a lot of small business owners think that either having a website, like simply having a website, that they're going to be ranked, or having a pretty website is going to be ranked. That's not how it works. The first thing Google looks for is content. Does the website have the content that is relevant to what the person is searching for? So that process begins with keyword research. And so for example, if we type in electrician Silver Spring MD, this is an example of something called a buyer intent keyword. So when a person is typing this, they usually have an intent to buy something, that they're looking for an electrician to fix their problems and they're willing to pay for it, as opposed to other types of keywords, such as how to bake a cake, that has no buyer intent. They may be looking for to buy, or they may not. So writing content around keywords that has buyer intent is really, really important. So a lot of people who outsource to web development shops don't really understand the SEO process. So they can come up with a really pretty looking website, but it never ends up getting ranked and it never ends up getting traffic because they haven't done the initial research needed to place the right content. The second factor, um, the second factor that Google looks for is what's known as backlinks. So for example, if we look up a competitor like Walter Electric, sorry, um, so for a competitor's site, for example, there's a couple metrics that we see. One is the power of his URL. One is the trustworthiness of his URL. And the backlinks and referring domains, these are links to the site from other sites. And in general, the more links a site has from other sites, the higher it's going to rank. But it also depends on the quality of those other sites that are linking to him. So it's not purely numbers, it's also the quality. So it's important to get high quality links from sites that are relevant to the industry or the niche that that the website is about, and that will help it to rank. There's a lot of SEO shops out there with very cheap monthly pricing, like we'll do SEO for $200 a month. But then when they go to build the backlinks, they don't find the best quality available simply because of the price of the service. And that can actually end up hurting hurting the website in the long run because Google does not like spamming links. And finally, the third factor is something called citations. And citations is anytime the name, address, and phone number of the business is mentioned. And the more citations that a business has, the higher it will rank usually, because in Google's eyes, that's a measure of how authoritative the site is. So I know that was a lot of information, and I hope it's helpful. So in the future, if you do decide to go with a web build, that I hope that this will help you start on the right track. And I hope that this is a lot of value to you. And if you need help doing any of this, feel free to reach out and we'll help you in any way we can. So like I said, I hope this was informative. I hope that this was really valuable and hope to talk to you soon. Thanks.